as straightforward as the rest, but that's okay to a certain extent, you see. So what we need to do for this particular question, let's see here. Do this, do this, do this. Da 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 da. Okay, yeah. So for this question, this is what you do. We need to factorize by grouping. We have to firstly factorize by grouping. And the way we factorize by grouping is we have to end up with 4 terms. So us ending up with 4 terms here, this is what you do. You have to make sure it's in standard form. It being in standard form means you have to see it in this format, right? Where your exponents are in descending order. So once you see that, you have to take this here, you multiply by the 1 at the end, right? And then you get a number. So 3x squared times 4. It's going to give you 12x squared. What you do with what you may call, so you multiply these two. Let me actually put arrows to show that you're multiplying those two. You get 12x squared. Once you get this 12x squared, you want to split it up, right, into factors that give you the number in the middle. So 12 factors of 12 that give the 7. So factors of 12, you can see here there's 12 and 1. Let me actually write here factors of 12, right? There's 12 and 1. There's 3 and 4. No, we went too big. There's 6 and 2. There's 3 and 4. And then it ends there. So the only ones that give a 7, specifically a minus 7. Yeah, it's gonna be a 3 and a 4. But the only issue now is, the biggest issue now is, for us to get a minus 7, it has to be a minus 3 minus a 4. Well, that's not a big issue actually, because fortunately, remember when these are multiplied together, right, they should give you a positive 12, and they do. And then if you add them, they should give you the number in the middle, right? And they do. So that's fine. You replace this with minus 3x and minus 4x. This number here, you just drop it at the side here, the way it is. This number, you just drop it on the front here, the way it is. Like that. So now you can now factorize by grouping. See? So the idea is, you see both of these, right? They each have something you can take out as a common factor. Here you can take out 3x, so you take out 3x. There'll be x left minus 1. Here you can take out, so since you want to be left with like a minus 1 here, right? You have to take out a minus 4. So if you take out a minus 4 here, you'll have x minus 1 left, like that. And then in this situation, you can see that you have x minus 1 as a common factor. You see that, right? Because what you do is, this whole thing is pasted together, right? This whole thing is pasted together. Each of them have the bracket x minus 1. You see that? Yeah, so you take that out as a common factor. Let's see. So taking it out as a common factor, you're gonna have x minus 1, 3x minus 4. Like that. And then this is equal to 0 still. So since it's equal to 0 and you're solving for x, you can easily see that it's obviously going to be the first bracket equal to 0, or the second bracket equal to 0. There you go. So the negative 1 goes over, the negative 4 goes over. Divide both sides by the 3. X is 4 over 3. There you go. That's the way we like it. You see? Yeah. So with all this being done, you normally do want to always just double check your answers, especially when you're solving for x, just to see if you did not make a silly mistake. That's the easiest way to check if you made a silly mistake. You can just throw in your answers in your original expression and see if it gives you a 0. So for the 1 squared is 1, right? So times 3 is like 3. And then this is going to be minus 7, which is minus 4. Minus 4 plus 4 does give us a 0. So the other one is probably also going to work out. But with something like a calculator, it'll be quick. So yeah, 9 seems like it's okay. The thing with question number 9, right? It's going to be, what we did at question number 9, something like 10 seems like you won't necessarily have to worry too much, because here you can factorize by just taking out a common factor, which is x. And then you would just make each of these equal to 0. Nothing crazy. Something like 12, you would do exactly the same, but then you have to make sure it's in standard form first. If it's in standard form, it's easier to like make less mistakes, you see. So with something like 14 also, you can just divide by 9 on both sides. And then after dividing by 9, we have to make sure that our answer has plus or minus, because it can either be a positive 3 or a negative 3. And then what else do we have? All these other ones here, up until here, right? We just have to make sure that we put in standard form first. If we can put our equations in standard form first, will be good. Like here, the 12 has to go to the left. Normally, the highest exponent, the coefficient with the highest exponent, you always want to at least try to work with that as a plus. So here you want to take this to the left, and then you have the plus 4x here, and then the minus 8 equal to 0. And then you solve it like that using the method that we just showcased. So these ones down here, we're going to go through them now also, just to give an idea of how to factorize and how to solve for x for those kinds of questions. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Let us dive